Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So this Mr. P. Today I'll actually just be doing a reaction video on a particular video which I actually saw. Now this particular video was actually so interesting to me, and I just felt like sharing it. So basically is a story of this guy who actually like just cheated the market, right? So he was actually using kind of like an insider to actually trade forex, and so he was able to flip up to like $1,000 into several millions of dollars. So we'll actually just check out exactly how the guy actually cheated forex or something like that. So we'll just see how it goes. So let's just actually start. So the guy is actually called Lucas Kame. So that's actually his name. So we'll just check it out and just see.
Lucas Kame started his Forex account with Pepperstone on August 13th, 2013. He placed a small amount of money into the account to get the ball rolling, just $1,000.
So you can hear that. So the guy plays just $1,000. So it's not like he plays so much. He plays just $1,000 to start.
About a month later, on September 12th, Kame made his first trade. Hill sent him the information through their burner phones about 30 seconds before the labor statistics were released.
So you're already hearing the burner phone telling you that there's something tricky here. There's actually something tricky here.
The public, Kame made the trade. The trade yielded a $13,500 profit.
Guys, can you hear that? Like, he actually just took the trade and suddenly he's already making 13.5K. Like, just like that. So let's just...
Hill was pretty happy about the trade, even though he'd been cautious going into the deal. He recalls giving Kame more reports and feeling less and less worried about the corrupt activity. There were no negative consequences so far, so why stop?
So the thing here, guys, is this. You constantly hear Hill. Hill is actually his friend. So we'll actually get the history very soon of who this particular guy is. So this is actually the insider, right? So this is the person that literally gives him all the information as to like when to go into the trade, and so because he's actually working at the ABS. But let's just see how it goes first. And you can just see that the guy actually just placed $1,000 and he just made like 13.5K from the market just like that, and he kept doing same thing. At first it was cautious, of course, but yeah, you know, over time you get comfortable and things like that.
Before their successful trade on the 12th, Kame opened a second account a day prior. The account had $8,000 on it. A few months later, Kame worked the account up to $47,000 after making some seriously big bets. The next year, on January 16, Kame turned the $47,000 into $370,000.
Guys, can you see those numbers? Like crazy amount, like 370K, just like that. Like, he created an account, was making so much cash, so he was like, okay, why not just create another account since this particular strategy is actually working for me? And so like he was able to deposit 8K this time around, of course, possibly from the first account, just withdrew some cash from there and deposited again like 8K or so, and then he was able to flip it to 40 something, I think 45.7K just now, right? And then flipped it to over 300K just like that.
That was 4 successful trades in a row on risky bets, meaning their Pepperstone accounts were starting to catch the attention of regulators. Nevertheless, in February, Kame made a bet at just the right time. Hill's department released high unemployment numbers, causing Australian currency to take a big hit. Kame traded the currency for a good price and turned his 370K into $1.52 million.
Guys, can you hear those figures? So the thing here, guys, is that he's actually trading on the Australian dollar. Okay, so you just understand where we're actually going to. So he's actually trading on the Australian dollar, and you can actually see him literally changing 370K up to like $1.52 million, right? Just like that, like just flipping the account. And then he hasn't lost any trade, which is, of course, is so abnormal. And then he's using a broker Pepperstone, right? So the thing here is like, you can't just keep trading and not lose cash. Like, losing is part of trading. So if you are always taking trades and all your trades are always like on profit every single time, of course the broker will know that there's something fishy going on. just like that.
A week later, Kamei doubled his money and made $2.45 million after the ABS released more figures to the public. 6 days later, Kamei earned another $400,000. Then a day later, Kamei made another trade after the ABS released negative construction figures, causing the Aussie currency to take a hit to a 3-week low. Kamei made $536,000 on the deal, bringing his total close to $3 million. On March 13, Kamei made his biggest one-day profit so far. The ABS released a report that showed the economy was improving, causing their currency to shoot up in value. Kamei, from the seat of his toilet, traded $2.5 million that day. His total by this point was $5.99 million.
Guys, can you just see that? Like, from the seat of his toilet, he made several millions of dollars just like that, because it's actually kind of like getting information from the ABS, right? So that's the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So they actually calculate the labor market and stuff like that. So the news is supposed to, let's say, like drop, and then you see traders going to the market. But what's happening now is that he's getting the exact figures, because he has an insider trader. So he's getting the exact figures. So these exact figures, he just uses them to take it straight. So he already knows that, okay, when these figures actually drop, the market is pushing up. So he knows ahead of time, because he has an insider inside the ABS, which of course is actually cheating the market like that. And so that's actually sketchy, that's actually illegal. But let's just see what he did after that.
A month later, on April 15, after a few more successful trades, Kamei's account had $7.76 million in it. To summarize, in 9 months, Kamei conducted 21 trades and didn't lose money on a single one of them. His profits added up to more than $7 million. Kamei spent his profits on expensive suits, fancy watches, and a BMW Roadster. But none of those items compare to the apartment he bought in the most bombastic way possible on a reality TV show. Christopher.
Good. Now, can you see that now? Can you see that now, guys? Now, the thing is this. Now, he is doing it, and of course, it's not being caught. There are a lot of people that do this. They are doing it. They've been doing it for years, and they are still there. Now, the thing about this guy is this. Now, the thing about this guy is he got so comfortable, right? So that he's now even going outside, like on reality TV shows, like purchasing assets, properties, things like that. Of course, like, you just be suspect like that, you just bringing out yourself like that. Like, of course, like, I don't think he played it so intelligently. I don't think he was smart enough, things like that, because what he was actually doing wasn't actually right. It was actually illegal. So he was actually, now I don't know how to put it, he was now overconfident and was now so comfortable. Of course, when he became comfortable, like, that's how story comes out. Like, when you become so comfortable, then you get caught at least like that. So that was exactly what happened.
Christopher Hill and Lucas Kamei met at Monash University, one of the most prestigious higher education establishments in Australia. Apparently, they had a lot more in common than they thought. Both Hill and Kamei grew up in eastern Melbourne, a lush suburban area with good schools, safe neighborhoods, manicured lawns, and beautiful parks. Hill and Kamei shared a pretty similar life. They came from a good neighborhood, went to a good school, and both had realistic dreams of becoming successful at whatever they chose. Hill and Kamei were both brilliant, although Kamei was more ambitious than Hill. For example, while attending Monash University, Kamei won the school medal for economics and commerce. In later interviews, Hill says that Kamei was always obsessed with being successful. Fresh out of college, Kamei earned a position at one of the largest banks in the world, Goldman Sachs. For someone bent on becoming a corporate finance guy, as Kamei wanted to be, Goldman Sachs was...
So you can see he was actually naturally intelligent in terms of economics and commerce and things like that. So like he actually graduated like with a smooth result and things like that. So he wasn't dumb. He was intelligent. He knew how to actually work with numbers and the rest if he had them and things like that. And so he even got a position at Goldman Sachs. Okay, so like you can just imagine like how intelligent he was. So he wasn't dumb or something, and just graduate like this. That was how like the both mates, that's Christopher Hills and Christopher Hills and Kamei. So that was how they both met, and the rest like graduated successfully, and yeah, they progressed just like that.
was the most prestigious place to go, like a baseball player playing for the Yankees. Hill didn't do too bad for himself either. He got a job at ABS, or the Australian Bureau of Statistics, which isn't as prestigious as Kamei's position at Goldman Sachs, but still not bad for a 22-year-old. Hill always wanted to live in the corporate finance world. The two Monash alumni wouldn't meet again for 2 years at a class reunion at a pub on the Mornington Peninsula. Though the occasion was a happy one, the world was still reeling from the financial crash of 2008. The crash caused several banking institutions to implode, and one bank that really suffered was Goldman Sachs, the same company Kamei worked for. Kamei couldn't have signed on at a more inconvenient time. He attended the reunion as an ex-Goldman Sachs employee. They fired him in 2010. Nevertheless, Kamei rebounded into a position at NAB, another major bank establishment, earning a $200,000 annual salary. It wasn't quite what the ambitious finance job had in mind, but it was better than nothing. Meanwhile, Hill kept his position at ABS. He'd even received a promotion to a team that was running national labor statistics. Hill mentioned his promotion to Kamei during the drunken festivities, but
now the story gets more interesting. So you can now see how they now actually got closer and closer until they were able to have a partnership on this particular stuff. So Kamei actually got fired, of course, like got fired from his second job and things like that. Why Hills actually got promoted at the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So from that particular spot, that was how he actually got so much connection and got actually got access to so much information, right? So yeah, so let's see how it actually went.
Got an unexpected response. Kamei spun around and revealed to Hill that he could make money from those labor statistics. Hill recalls not giving the comment much thought for the rest of the night. After all, this was Kamei. Hill remembered how ambitious and opportunistic his classmate was in school. Apparently, that hadn't changed. So he left the Mornington Peninsula without dwelling too much on what Kamei had said, blissfully unaware that he'd completely altered the course of his life by sharing his promotion with his old college buddy. Kamei first called Hill in August of 2013. He hadn't forgotten about Hill's position at the ABS and called about a potentially lucrative trading strategy he couldn't stop thinking about since the reunion. So far, Kamei's career hasn't gone as planned. Just 3 years prior, he'd been fired from his dream job. Kamei still remembers when his bosses called him to the boardroom and told him to pack his stuff up and leave as soon as possible. In Kamei's eyes, Hill's job at ABS was his ticket back to the top, a way for him to regain the prestige he held for less than a year. Over the next few days, Kamei and Hill discussed the plan, according to records obtained by investigators.
So can you hear the stuff now? So now they're actually discussing now, like they actually like Kamei actually proposed the idea to his friend. He was like, oh, let's look at this stuff. I can actually use this stuff to actually like process some trades and the rest, and possibly they split profit or something like at the end of the day when cash actually comes in or stuff like that. But let's just see.
They called each other twice more and sent each other 15 text messages. Kamei suggested that Hill's labor statistics could indicate fluctuations in the Australian currency. Put it another way, the stats could help Kamei buy low and sell high in the Forex market. If you're going to properly...
So can you actually see it now? So Hills actually gets to give him the information, like he actually gets to give him all the numbers from the statistics or so. Okay, this is actually how it happens. So when the stuff is actually on the high position, when Hills actually gives him the information like ahead, okay, look now, this is actually the news that should be dropping out very soon or possibly dropping out tomorrow. So he goes in like with every single dime he has, like he stacks the market with so much trade because he already knows like the news is coming out the next day or something. Like after placing the trade, he uses every single of his margin and then it pushes up if you are taking a buy, it pushes down crazily if you are taking a sell. So because he is not having an insider, right? So he's not getting direct information from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So that's just how it works.
With the necessary information. At last, they met at a pub in Melbourne and talked business. He told Hill that all he would have to do was relay the information over to him on a burner phone, an extra phone they would use to contact each other. Then Kamei would make the trade. Kamei would trade until he hit the $200,000 mark in his trading account, pay taxes on the $200K, then split the rest between them. That was the plan. Hill didn't think the operation would go past that point. Going any further would be like waving a flag to authorities and yelling, "Hey, look at me! I'm doing something illegal." Kamei's spending and boldness reached their peak when he starred on the Australian reality TV show The Block. The show follows 5 couples who all compete to renovate and upgrade their homes to sell them at auction to the highest bidder. The show is an opportunity for couples, designers, and contractors to compete against each other to see who makes the most money. The Block is also an opportunity for wealthy homebuyers to flaunt their wealth on TV. Kamei.
So can you say now, like, he was literally playing so much red flags, like waving so much red flags, because like you actually know what you're doing is illegal, so you are not supposed to go out and just start like acting up or something, like trying to give the police authorities like so many red flags and kind of like show them stuff. Like, of course, like that will lead to like some questions. What do you do? Okay, you trade and the rest, and then they try contacting your broker and stuff like that. Okay, so when did this guy start trading? Okay, so how has him been trading? And then you hear that okay, he has never lost a single trade and the rest. Of course, you're not a suspect, because that it doesn't work that way. Now every single forex trader has to lose. Okay, so you have to trade and you have to lose, and you have to like spend time learning first of all, and then you have to like lose some trades or something, and then you also have to win and the rest. So they have to work together. Of course, you make much more profit, but then you still need to lose. Like, it's just how it works. It's just how it works. Like, you have to take losses one way or the other. But when you now see someone not taking losses at all, like taking all the trades and they're all going smoothly, they know something is fishy.
A was one of those wealthy homebuyers. However, he didn't just appear on the show. He bought an apartment. The apartment was worth a staggering $2.375 million, an amount that would certainly draw attention to Kamei, though he didn't seem to care. In truth, he was really enjoying the life he was living. It was the life he dreamed of after graduating from Monash. Little did he know that his $7 million in recklessly obtained Forex profits were catching the attention of someone very important, a high-level manager at Pepperstone who wanted to find out how Kamei was an undefeated trader.
Finally, we're getting there. So you can actually now see that he is now being tracked or something now by actually the manager or something of the Pepperstone, as the broker that he's actually trading with.
Investigator Kylie Standing received an unexpected new case on a Friday afternoon in 2014. The case was odd because it was a sting operation into an alleged insider trading scheme. What surprised Kylie most were the suspects. They were worth millions and only in their early 20s. Joel Murphy, the head of operations at Pepperstone, noticed Kamei's remarkable trading skills after his third trade. But after his 21st successful trade, Joel knew something was up.
So you get it now, like taking so much trade, like taking up to 21 trades with no losses. Come on, like it doesn't work that way. Like, come on, like you actually need to like take losses also. Like it doesn't work that way. Of course, you be a suspect. Like it doesn't just work that way. Okay, so yeah, so he was actually noticed, and then they started tracking him and trying to get like how he actually takes the trades and the rest. And of course, like when you start getting tracked like that, the truth has to come out.
He scrutinized Kamei's trades and discovered a distinct attribute. They all coincided with the ABS public release information. Joel dug through Kamei's Facebook friends until he came across Chris Hill's profile. Pepperstone manager Googled Hill's name and found an article from the ABS. Suddenly, the dots connected. Joel called the ABS and asked for Hill. The receptionist forwarded the call to Hill's phone, and he answered. Joel asked Hill if he worked for the market-sensitive news release team. Hill said he did. Then, Joel hung up. His suspicions confirmed. Kamei was using Hill as an informant inside trade on the Forex. From there, forensic accountant Kylie took a covert job dubbed Operation Leith. The goal was to catch Hill and Kamei in the act by recording them talking about the scheme. Investigators bugged Kamei's phone, but not his burner phone, and installed surveillance cameras in his house, his car, and office. However, they found no incriminating evidence that Kamei was gathering trading information from Hill. Kylie says that she and her team were getting frustrated. To Kylie's team, Hill and Kamei were just suburban trust fund kids playing Wolf of Wall Street. They weren't real criminals. Nevertheless, the duo evaded Kylie and her team until Kamei forgot to bring his burner phone on a flight to Melbourne. He had to call Hill on his regular phone, the one that investigators bugged. Kylie and company heard his entire conversation.
So now that's actually where the problem came now. So the guy actually forgot now, like Kamei actually forgot his like his burner phone or whatever it's called. Like he actually forgot that, and yeah, like, and so he actually used this normal phone, and this normal phone has been barred by the authorities. So in such a way that any calls you actually make then can actually just be listened to, or any messages that you send can actually just be viewed or something like that. So his phone was actually bugged already. So as he was actually using that to communicate with Hill, of course, like everything was recorded, and that's way he was caught, like just like that. So let's actually just see how it actually went, because like he wasn't just really smart enough. He wasn't really smart enough.
With Hill, then they heard Kamei say he was giving Hill $6,500 in cash. Hill asked Kamei if it was okay to spend the money. Kamei said that it was fine. Cops kicked in the door on Hill's place as soon as the money went through. Hill had just gotten home at around 2 a.m. after a night out. He was sleeping when the cops burst in. Hill recalls thinking they were raiding his place for drugs and that this was all a misunderstanding. Then they showed Hill a warrant with his and Kamei's names on it. That's when Hill says he knew the game was over. Kamei was sentenced to 7 years and 3 months in jail, a new record for someone convicted of insider trading. Hill, on the other hand, was sentenced to 3 years and 3 months. The judge believed Hill wasn't as instrumental as Kamei was in pushing the scheme forward. In fact, Hill had no idea that Kamei had broken their $200,000 rule until after his arrest. When police brought Hill to the station, they told him about how much money Kamei actually made. He didn't believe them when they said Kamei was raking in millions of dollars. For all his work, Hill only walked away with a little over $20,000. Now, he was going to jail for it. Also, they determined from the recorded conversation that Kamei was in charge and Hill was merely going along with him. Hill would still have to serve time, which would follow him wherever he went for the rest of his life.
Okay, guys, so let's actually just stop there. So the thing here, guys, is this: like, he was, of course, caught and then sentenced to like over 7 years in prison and things like that, to actually serve for the legal activities and something like that, a punishment. So the thing here, guys, is this: like, it's not just, first of all, it's not cool to actually cheat when you are trading. Like, you just trade, you learn how the market actually moves, you actually trade normal, and you don't have to do anything illegal, because that was what he was actually doing. Had an insider there, Hills, and Hills was actually just getting the information and sending to him, and he was using the information to make several millions of dollars. The problem here is that the Hills didn't even get too much from all the happening. You just had that he made like roughly 20K from the staff. Meanwhile, he was actually picking several millions of dollars from the trades like that he was taking from the information he was getting from ABS. And the thing here is, like, he wasn't even smart enough to start with also. Like, he was smart in terms of taking trades, but in terms of like moving around with this stuff, he wasn't smart at all there, because he was just caught cheaply like that. There are a lot of people doing the stuff that they've not been caught yet. Even though it's illegal, they've not been caught yet. So if you're one of them, just be careful and don't do such a thing, because you might end up getting jailed also. So just don't do that. Just learn how to trade like normal, and just trade, and just be honest with your trades, just like that. So that's just how it goes. I actually saw this video and I just decided to share it with you guys. It's a bye for me, guys. I'm Mr. P, guys. Peace.